the breakthrough CPL filter. So basically, the VND is being used to block out sunlight and just balance out my lighting situation in most cases, okay? Then the CPL, okay? The CPL from Breakthrough Photography, okay? That is being used to control glare or let's say glare spells that come on TV screens, computer screens, car windows, mirrors, floors, anywhere light reflects and it shows you some form of reflection, spells or something like that. That's what a CPL is used to control. The VND is rather used to block sunlight and that kind of thing, okay? So just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and get this opened. So it's one of those you got to kind of open a different way. So it's like this. So you got to kind of hold the bottom and then kind of just pull it out. All right. Cool. So now that the Nisi is out of the way, we can take a look at the CPL. Okay, so they give you a cloth for you to clean. That is neat of them to think of that, but in most cases, most of us don't necessarily need. All right, so before we even talk about that, let's take a look at this. They provide some papers in here, and they just have your warranty for you to activate your warranty for the product. And it also have, it has the founder by the name of Graham Clark. If you want to contact them, I guess with questions for him about the product, great. And out of the box, it gives you some details. Okay, so it tells you how it's a true color CPL. Okay, and you can kind of have an idea what all it does if you want some basic detail on it. Of course, I've done my research. I know what I want, so I'm not concerned about that. Okay. All right, and that's the other side. Okay, so just information for you to know what all you can do with their filters and some other options you may want to consider. All right. Anyways, so that is that. Let's look at the main filter. Okay, that is the CPL filter. Okay, so we go ahead and get it opened up. Okay, so to open this up, it has some form of warning sign here saying you must activate your warranty within. Okay, so look at it first before I even read it. Okay, good. All right, it tells you that. So basically it's telling you you must activate your warranty within 30 days of receiving your filter instructions inside. Okay, so basically it's telling you that if you want support and the warranty to be active, go ahead and activate it right now, then later. So you have 30 days to get that done. So it comes in this nice rubber looking thing that you will not use because of course you have the pouch. So that gets dumped and thrown away. But in any case, here is the CPL filter. It feels so good, so good. It feels so amazing. All right, it's metal, just like the other filters we looked at. Okay. However, just in case I was talking and I mistakenly said Nisi, please disregard. The CPL is breakthrough because I'm reviewing two of them at the same time. Because that's the purpose of why I made this investment, and I just want to kind of do the review together. So it helps somebody who may be in my shoes or may have a similar situation where they are trying to make a decision. Okay, cool. So this is the Breakthrough Photography CPL filter. Okay, all right. And once again, this is how it looks. Feels very good, and it has the name inside rather than outside. Outside, like the Nisi system. So basically, these guys are in San Francisco, by the way. It says it here. So this is the X4 CPL. Okay, the X4 CPL MRC 16 Nanotech. Okay, and this is the Schott A270. Okay, Schott A270, and it has a serial number. Okay, in any case, it's right there. You can take a good look at it. I don't know if you can see the words, but it's inside of it. Okay, but I read it to you, so you should be good. All right, so now that we have unboxed both of the devices, let me give you a quick explanation of what is going to be happening. Okay, let me give you a quick explanation of what's going to be happening. So on my camera, I don't have the camera because I'm recording with it right now. All right, so on my camera, I'm going to basically mount on the CPL filter first. Okay, that will be to control my glare and sun spills and stuff like that. Okay, or reflections. So that's what the CPL will be used for. Then I'm going to use my VND 1 to 5 stops to basically control the light hitting my lens. So that way it's not too overexposed or too bright. So for controlling the bright conditions, this VND is going to be used for that purpose. So basically, this goes on my camera first. Once it's on, this will get mounted on to this, like you're seeing. Okay. So I'm just giving you an example of what I'm going to be doing with this. Okay. You see? So this is going to end up being something like this. Okay. So now I have a CPL first there to control my glares, okay, as you guys can see. Then I have my VND that will be controlling my light, okay. So I don't know if you guys can tell a little bit, but as I adjust, you will see a little bit of light, less light, and that kind of thing, okay. So it's hard to tell, but you can kind of have an idea, okay. All right, so that is what's going to happen. Then in a situation where I'm outdoor and this is just not enough because the sun is just way too strong, this is when I will need this this extra 4 stops to get more leverage. Okay, and so with that, I will basically combine it together. Okay, and I don't even have to screw it because it's gonna kind of just lock into place. And so I see why they did what they did. And then basically from that point, it's gonna control it like you see. Okay, all right, it's hard to tell because we are not on the camera for you to even understand, but that's what that does. And then so basically it's magnetic. So as it comes on there, it just sticks on there. But you see why there's a pin here? You basically use this hole right there where the pin is at and basically just lock it into place. Okay, so once you get it there, just lock it into place and you don't need to move anything. Just lock it into place until it's fully secured on all edges. Okay, and now you have something looking like this. Okay, all right. It sounds a lot and it sounds crazy, but I know why I'm doing this. So if you are somebody who's in a situation where you are like, I want to control light, but at the same time, so here's the deal. If you're somebody who's like, should I get a separate VND from a CPL or should I get a 2-in-1 solution? I tried a 2-in-1 solution and I wasn't too pleased with the results. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, okay? Because I already tested it with cheaper filters and I saw the results. So I only know what the higher end filters like the Nisi and the Breakthrough is going to do for me. All right, so basically I have this here now, and that is what this package is going to do for you. And we are going to test it so you get to see how it looks like outside in real sunlight situation, so you guys can really have an idea. It's not too sunny today, but we're going to make something work. Okay, so that is that, and that's what you get. And once you're done, of course, you can take off your CPL. Okay, and then you basically put your CPL. It no longer goes here anymore. Bye-bye. You are just a piece of trash right now. How beautiful. And Nisi provided us with more slots, so we could just go ahead and what? Pop that CPL in there. Okay. Then we could take off the 4-stop. Okay. And it will just come out like that. You just got to be careful because of how tight it gets. Okay, good. So it's magnetic. So when you're taking it off, use your thumb to just hold this here and then do it like that. So let's try it again. So if you're struggling with it, you understand. Okay, so to take your 4-stop off from the from the 1 to 5 VND, put your thumb on the pin, so it kind of blocks it away, and then kind of just hold the bottom of the lens like I'm doing. Okay, and then just kind of pop it out. Okay, and just be careful with it, and it's going to come out. Okay, so once it's out, now you have all that away. You have all that broken apart. Then at that point, you can basically just pop it into your pouch. Okay, or your case or whatever they call this, right? They say what, caddy? All right, cool. And that is going to be in there. And of course, you have your lens cap whenever you want to keep your ND filter on and have it covered. Okay, and it will be able to cover. Okay, and how do we know? Well, this here gives you still a 72 diameter. So basically, just like we did with the other hole, it has a hole right here. So you basically just gonna go in there and boom, stick it there. You don't even need to move nothing. Just like the other one, we put it on that way, and it's just gonna be there like that, and your lens will be covered. So it's a pretty neat way of doing it. Okay, so it's kind of like semi, even though it's not a magnetic system, it's kind of like a semi-magnetic system because there's a magnetic system kind of in here. Okay, that is kind of, attaching it together. So you guys will feel it once you get it. All right. So anyways, that is that. Okay. So I normally like to stay organized. So I normally like to organize my stuff in the way that I like to use it. Okay. So in this case, this is the front of the case. So what I'll do is I will put my first VND first. Nope, my CPL, okay, from Breakthrough first. Then my VND 1 to 5 next. And then my 4-stop additional VND, well, not a VND, but fixed on here, okay? And then at that point, I could also decide to keep my lens cap. Okay, I can decide to keep my lens cap in the back or in the front, shouldn't really matter. Okay, I normally like those in the back, but if you want to keep it in the front, that's fine. If you want to keep it in the middle, it's up to you. Okay, cool. And then if you have additional filters, you have an extra space of 1, 2, well, if you're going to keep the lens cap in here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically 5 additional space if you plan on just keeping this in your regular camera bag and not in here. Okay, and just keep all filters in here. It's up to you. And of course, you have this from Breakthrough, so that can go in your camera bag. It doesn't need to end up in here, but for now, since we have more room, it can just go in there for now. And now you have yourself a complete CPL and VND system. And then guess what? You don't have to stick to using this workflow, as in using both of them in one, you can decide, hey, today I just need to fight glare, so I'm just gonna work on my glares and just use my CPL filter. You can decide today, hey, I just need to block out sun, so I'm just gonna use my VND. You can say, man, this situation is tough. I have a bright sunlight situation, and I also have a tough glare situation, so I'm gonna do my 2-in-1 solution. So it all depends on the workflow, the situation you are in. That's what's going to determine what exactly you will do. So I hope this helps you guys have an idea of what to do with these filters, and to understand what you get out of the box when you order these filters, okay? So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the camera outside, and we are going to do a real life test. And I'm going to really keep it very simple, straight to the point. So that way you guys just simply see what all it will do. I'm going to point it to my car. Then I'm also going to point it to the sky. And maybe I'll point it to my neighborhood if I feel like I want to do that. And then we'll see the results we get, okay? So see you on the other side of this review once I get the camera outside. All right.